While politicians, health authorities and cruise companies play the blame game, Ruby Princess passengers are mad as hell. Tonight we speak to survivors with one aim. They all want justice.
It was a cover-up and they were lying.
They played Russian roulette with our lives.
They put all of our lives at risk for money.
Do you feel they put profits over people?
Oh, certainly.
And people died as a result of them making sure that ship sailed. It should never have sailed.
It's perhaps the most infamous boat ride since the Titanic, and the survivors of the Ruby Princess voyage want answers. Graham Lake lost his wife Carla to COVID-19. Ian Morgan very nearly died too. Tracy Temple took 8 weeks to recover. Bill Dries has terminal cancer and still can't fathom why he was put in so much danger. A special commission of inquiry into the Ruby Princess will report back next month, and a police investigation is still ongoing. But hundreds of the surviving passengers are about to take the pursuit of justice into their own hands.
But if I'd realised that the problem that we had even getting on the ship, I would have packed up and come home.
Graham and Carla Lake loved to cruise. They'd been on more than 20 voyages prior to boarding the ship that would cost Carla her life.
Ruined my life, it's ruined the kids. The kids are just so cut up because it was just so unexpected. This was the last thing on their minds.
Nobody could ever imagine going on a cruise could cost your life.
No, well, I took her on a birthday cruise.
He says Carla had a dry cough while on board that deteriorated as the trip continued. She was admitted into hospital a day after disembarking the ship and was soon joined by Graham, also with COVID-19.
And they end up putting me in the ward with her. And she was very sick girl, very sick.
What was it like for you watching her go downhill so quickly?
Yeah, it was devastating. I mean, you've got your partner there that you've taken on a holiday for a birthday, and a man's responsibility really is to look after your family. Yeah, and I failed.
Like all the passengers, Graham Lake was told nothing during the voyage of the 104 acute respiratory infections the ship had listed on board.
So if they've got people that's got flu-like symptoms, the very least is they should have told us. And if they'd told us, it would have given people the opportunity to say, well, let's lock ourselves in the cabin for a couple of days. And they didn't do that because they can't make money out of you while you're locked in your cabin.
I'm as mad as because they put all of our lives at risk for money. And it's wrong. They should have just said, look, we're going to do the right thing, we're going to cancel it, give you your refund back.
Passenger Tracy Temple was another of the 900 on board to contract the illness, along with her mum Elizabeth. Tracy is a double organ transplant recipient and is paranoid about any possible health risks. She says she asked cruise staff about the risk of coronavirus before boarding.
And she said we would not put one passenger at risk, let alone a boat full.
So you take them at their word because you think, okay, we're going to be fine. Otherwise, Tracy and I would never have ever gone. We'd have come back home to Brisbane because her organs, her life's too much important.
The Special Commission of Inquiry would hear evidence that 30 passengers on the previous voyage had influenza, but none were tested for COVID-19. It took Tracy Temple 8 weeks to fully recover from the illness. Along the way, watching the death toll from the Ruby Princess climb to 22.
You think to yourself, I could have been one of those people because I could have. My mum could have been one of those people. They just should have done the right thing. You know, do the right thing now. Own up to your mistakes. You know, take responsibility. But they're not.
It's just wrong. It should never have ever happened. That cruise should have been cancelled.
I just think that the way Princess handled the whole thing was not right, and I think they need to be able to account for it.
74-year-old Ian Morgan contracted COVID-19, but somehow his wife Helen didn't. She waited helplessly as Ian fought for life inside an intensive care unit.
It wasn't very good. I was so terribly worried about him. I could do nothing. I would just have to wait and hope that he would recover very quickly.
Ian survived but almost lost his toes after suffering severe blood clots. He also has permanent lung damage and is upset things could have been so different.
If we had been warned that there was cases on board, we would have restricted our activities quite a lot on board, but we just roamed around the ship and went on tours of stuff as normal.
What were the staff telling you about the risk of the virus on board?
Nothing. They kept us in the dark. They kept telling us it was clear.
Bill Dries has terminal cancer and booked the Ruby Princess to mark 12 months of survival. It was also to celebrate 50 years of marriage to wife Marjorie. They were assured the ship had been cleaned twice prior to departure, but say they found blood in their cabin's basin.
It was putrid. Cleaned twice, it was never cleaned in the first place, in my opinion.
Nothing went right on that cruise. Not a thing went right.
Both are in their 70s, yet somehow avoided the potentially deadly illness.
They played Russian roulette with their lives. How dare they risk our lives to get a ship to sea? People died as a result of their gamble.
Now all of these passengers want Princess Cruises' parent company, Carnival Australia, to pay for that gamble by joining a class action expected to be filed by Shine lawyers.
Those passengers have asked us to investigate and we're intending to bring an action on their behalf.
Shine's Jan Sadler says almost 800 passengers intend to join the class action.
We're claiming that Ruby Princess was negligent by not warning passengers about the risks associated with both travelling and, once they were on board, what they needed to do to protect themselves.
Well, it needs to wake the cruise industry up. And if the class action can save one person, then it's done a terrific job.
I don't ever want to see it happen where people lose their lives that could have been prevented. And that's why I joined the class action, because of the cover-up and the lies.
Will you ever go on a cruise again?
No, never. And I loved it. I absolutely loved cruising.
Not even if you paid me all the money in the world. No way.
You're done.
No, I'm done.
Well, Princess Cruises says it has the utmost respect for its guests and has participated in the Special Commission of Inquiry, but won't be responding to assertions made by class action lawyers.